Can you hear
Good
me?
afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Wave Network and Sports Corner with the Conn Man. I'm here with my cousin, all the way from Cardiff, United Kingdom, my man Leroy Brito. How you doing, fam?
I'm very good. How about yourself? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. I want to thank you for coming on my show. I know it's like 11 o'clock your time. It's like 5 o'clock my time. So I want to thank you for coming on my show. Now, Leroy, you know, people out here in the States probably don't know too much about you. So if you could, can you let the viewers know a little bit about your history, your grind, and your journey?
Yeah, of course. So I'm a stand-up comic based in Cardiff in Wales, and I've been grinding 15 years next month in the game of comedy.
Uh,
Um, and yeah, enjoying it. I love it. I do lots of other things like I write, I present, I do children's like TV, write for that type of stuff, but everything revolves around stand-up for me. So that's what I am. So I've had the fortune of, obviously playing over in the States, in New York. I play everywhere over the UK. I've just been booked to do some stuff in Ireland. I was actually quite close to you guys recently. I was in the Caribbean in December, performing on a cruise. So it's good. It's nice, but it's been a grind, and I'm enjoying the journey.
now, fam, what got you started in comedy?
Ah man, so even as a little kid, I would be like listening to Richard Pryor records, watching Eddie Murphy, Raw, Delirious, those things, and it was never British comics that really done it for me. So I was just always like wanting to listen to those things, and then I'd watch Seinfeld and see the opening segment of Seinfeld where he's in a New York comedy club, just shooting the shit really. So that was the dream for me, but then life gets in the way. So I had my first kid quite young at 18, and then life just gets in the way. You just end up just doing a job and going to college and that type of stuff. And then I was 29 years old when I finally just got the balls to do it. Funny enough, I saw someone from the Boston area, Louis C.K., and he inspired me to actually just get on stage, and I haven't stopped since.
What was it like going on stage your very first time?
Without sounding arrogant, it was easy. It just felt like who I was
Okay,
supposed to be.
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that type of story where you're thinking, I'd done, lots of comics say they were rubbish. I was ready. And I have bad gigs now and again, but the first gig was just beautiful for me. So I was very, very fortunate that it just went smoothly, and I could continue doing those short spots, and just grinding around the local scene in Cardiff, and then just getting bigger and bigger places.
Okay, now, fam, you know when you started out,
Hmm.
what was if you feel what was your biggest, I guess, the hardest thing you had to learn when you first started in comedy?
I was very lucky that I came into comedy as a grown man, so I knew I suppose I didn't know the business of it, but I knew how to be professional, even when you're not a professional, when you're an amateur comic. So I knew how to conduct myself, how to behave myself. The hardest part then was to generate the material and to get over yourself and be confident enough to actually deliver that material. Because it
Hmm.
takes a while to figure out your voice, etc., those type of things. But I was doing I think I've done every step the right way. I didn't cut corners, and I still don't cut corners. I'm still, essentially going to the gym, doing new material, that type of stuff. So I never cut corners with comedy. It's very much like sport. You've got to put, people, they don't see the 1,000 shots someone's making in the gym,
That's true.
but yeah, but they only see, the fourth quarter. But for me, it's just I'm constantly just writing, trying new bits out here and there, and then you see the fruition of that in the big shows.
Now, fam, how was you received in the United Kingdom
In the United
at first?
Kingdom,
Yeah.
oh, fine, fine, yeah, yeah. It's yeah. So I'm from Cardiff, which you probably know in terms of the Cape Verde community there. So I'm from a place
Uh-huh.
called Tiger Bay, which was a melting pot. So as you probably know, the family history in terms of like my great grandfather came over from Cape Verde, and there were already Cape Verdeans here, in the 1910s, etc. So
Wow,
that
I didn't
part
know
of
that.
being, I suppose, just accepted where I was from was fine because lots of people are mixed race and everything. You go outside to different parts of the UK, it's a little bit different. You go to London and it's fine. So I've never really had any issues in terms of being, people not taking me the right way over here. So I've been quite lucky.
Folks, how I got to know about Leroy is a cousin of ours, well, cousin of mine, Anthony
Hmm.
Brito.
Yeah,
Can you
cousin
talk
of
about
mine.
Anthony a little bit? Can you talk
Yes,
about him a
yeah.
little bit?
Oh man, I love that guy. So the story goes back, wow, generations. So as I said, my great grandfather came over from Cape Verde. I think it was Anthony's grandmother was his sister. She moved to, I think, New Bedford. Is that where you're originally from, you guys?
I'm still here.
You're still in New Bedford. Okay, so I know there's a big community there. So the link then would have been Anthony's uncle, Paul Grace. I'm not sure if you remember. So he was in the military, and then my grandfather was in the military as well over here, and they kept in touch. And I remember being as a little kid, there'd be a photo of an American GI with my grandfather during the
Wow.
war, and that was his cousin Paul. My father went over to America in the 80s on some business, and I think he caught up with Anthony and the older generation of Anthony's uncles, etc. And then I think Paul's wife came over in the 1990s with a granddaughter to meet our family. And I don't think much happened then for like a decade or 2 decades or so. And then Facebook happened. And then we're able to link up, etc., long lost family, etc. And then Anthony came over here to the UK, done a little tour of the UK
Oh,
and
I didn't
Europe.
know that. Oh,
Yeah, he came over to do like, and he met with my family, and we had a huge family reunion. And there were like, I think over 100 of my cousins come to see him. So we've, 100 descendants of my great grandfather Pedro Brito came over to see Anthony, and we had a big party, etc. And it was lovely. It was beautiful. And my brother went over to Florida and met some of his family there because he went to see the parks, etc. And then 2 years ago, I was playing out in New York, and Anthony's like, "Well, I'm going to come to see you. I'm going to bring my son Brett. I'm going to bring my cousin Aunt Grace as well. I'm not sure if Aunt's watching
yep,
this,
that's my
but
family. That's my family.
yeah, but I love that guy. So that guy is actually, he's not blood cousins with me, but after a few days in New York, we're family. So
I hear you. I hear you.
yeah, he's a good guy. So my son came over as well. So it's great for the younger generation to meet Anthony and Brett, etc. And hopefully we can continue that. And then I think Anthony went over to Cape Verde. My father went over and met him there as well. And we've just continued and built that relationship since then. So yeah, so
That's awesome.
it's generations. And my grandfather, God rest his soul, he'll be very proud to see like his cousins over there, still in touch with his cousins, his relatives here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what is life like in Cardiff, United Kingdom? What is life like for you? What is like your normal day?
My normal day, so I'm a dad, so my normal day, it's changed recently. So I was still doing comedy and working full time, but I'm just full time comedy now. So I've got a lot of, I suppose, spare time on my hands. Hope my wife's not listening to this, but it's different. So my life, I wake up in the morning. I'm the breakfast chef for the kids. I got two young kids. I got two older kids as well. So my young kids are in school. So we're getting them ready for school, etc. My wife works in the day, drop them off, try to do a bit of a workout, do some writing, walk and let the material percolate, meetings, etc. for TV stuff, or and writing, pitch documents to make documentaries, etc. Those type of things. And just then in the night I'm out, and then I'm usually gigging. So this is why I could do a Wednesday night, because it's not where the money is. So if it was like
Right.
the Friday, Saturday night, etc., that's where I'm on the road. So I've got like this is probably nothing for you, but I got like a 4 hour drive on Friday, stay in a hotel, another gig on Saturday, and then come back. So that's the weekends are the busy time for me.
Now, fam, I've been putting out all your videos that I can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, for people who are watching this, and thank God I have quite a few people, how would you describe your comedy?
It's me. It's very much just in terms of I'm a dad. I'm mid 40s. I'm going through certain things in life, and it's just me. It's not anything outside of my head. I'm not making up stuff in terms of some comedians. They talk about like fairy stuff and all that. I'm just talking about real life in terms of how I experience it. So it's very autobiographical. So there's no difference to me speaking to you now to the version you see on stage. It's just the same version. Sometimes I might be a little bit angrier, but it's just very much it's just a dad going through stuff, man. Trying to keep fit, and just trying to because you used to you're an athlete, am I right?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So you get to that age where it's difficult to play team sports still, but you still got to do other things to keep that itch going.
All right. Now, fam, when you what do you see yourself like? Where do you want this comedic talent to go? What
So
is
that's
your
not.
goal? What do you expect? Or what do you want to happen with your comedic career?
So the ultimate goal, and when this happens, that's when you can look back and say, yeah, that's a moment. And I'm always appreciative of the smaller moments, etc. So one of those moments is hosting Saturday Night Live, and that
Oh,
live from New York, that like walking
oh
down those steps.
wow.
That's
That would be that
that's
would be that
yeah,
would
and
be great.
I'll make sure the New Bedford families are represented for that.
Oh, you
Um,
know that. You
yeah,
already
hundred
know that.
percent, 100%. But there's other goals in here as well. So in Cardiff, they're building a 16,000 seated arena in the area which I grew up. I used to play there as a kid on my bike. So that's something which I'm working towards in 2 years' time. I'm not there yet, but that is where I'm working towards at the moment. So I've got another show this year in a smaller venue, but I'm just continuing to build and grow, and then get that SNL slot.
Hopefully, um, those people who are watching this show, hopefully, you may be able to get some gigs out here in the States. You
Yeah,
already
yeah. I
do.
mean,
But that's
I'd
the
love,
idea.
I'd love
That's
to. I'm a little bit hesitant to come into the country at the moment. It's
yeah, yeah, I know.
yeah. I mean, it's just in terms of I don't want to wake up in like El Salvador or something. I just the visa doesn't go through. Next thing you know, you're on a ship. They sent me
I,
back to Cape Verde. It's like, what's
I,
going on
I,
here?
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Uh,
But I love it
is
over
there
there. I
anything
love it.
I know you do. I know
Yeah.
I watch. I mean, your comedy style is a little different than what we are kind of used to here in the States.
Mhm.
But I like it. I enjoy it. And I think you're very talented. And
Oh, thank you.
hopefully we can get you out here in the States when things get a little bit
Yeah,
better.
yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. So New York is obviously a favorite playground to me, just in terms of everything that New York represents in terms of comedy, music, basketball, everything like that, boxing. It's everything for me. If I could live anywhere apart from where I'm living at the moment, it would be New York.
Awesome,
But
awesome.
yeah, I just love it there. But I want to get up to LA as well. The clubs out there. Want to see people down in Florida and Boston as well. I'd love to go to the new Garden to see a game there. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not a Boston fan. I'm a Laker fan, as you probably know this. But
Yes, I'm not a Boston fan either, believe it or not.
neither are you. Oh
Not-
wow, okay. So give us the story there. What's going on there then?
but we're going to get into the sports thing, but I want to
Okay.
talk about you. Is there anything that maybe I didn't ask that you want to convey to the audience? Something you wanted to bring out and say, hey, look, Mike should have brought this up, or maybe because I want to give my guests every opportunity to promote themselves and present themselves in a
Yeah,
way
yeah.
that my viewers can look and say, yeah, Leroy's the man.
I think for me, I think you covered a lot of things, everything. I think for the American audience, and this is just a broad stroke in terms of America, it's understanding the multiculturalism of Wales. A lot of people think the UK is just like Downton Abbey and those type of things when it's completely not. I live in a different country from England. I live across the road, across the river. So I'm from where Shirley Bassey's from. If you know Shirley Bassey, I'm from that
I just,
little community of Shirley Bassey. So it's a very mixed, multicultural place. I think it was one of the busiest ports in the world. And the reason why Cape Verdeans were there is because the coal from Wales used to go to Cape Verde on its way to like South America, etc. So we've had, communities and relationships for like 150 years there. So you probably
That
got
is,
family. You've probably got family over here.
I might,
Yeah,
be wrong. I
100%,
don't know. But
100%.
I just want to get the viewers to kind of get an understanding of United Kingdom and
Yeah.
all the surrounding areas, so they get an idea. Because like they're like me, I have no clue, so I'm trying to
Mhm.
find out and be educated and
Yeah.
informed. I'm sure they're gonna when they look at this video, they want to be informed as well.
Yeah. So I live in a city which it's a capital city. It's a small capital city. It's about 250,000 people in the city, but it's very much a sports city. So we've got a 72,000 seater stadium right in the
Woo!
middle of the town, right in the middle of the town centre. So this is the rugby stadium. So when people come down for rugby, they fall out of the stadium into the pubs, etc. So it's one of
Yeah.
it's one of those people love the city because of what you are. So we've had like heavyweight championship boxing there. We have huge concerts there as well. You see like the Rolling Stones there and everything. And it's a very
Wow.
vibrant city. It's built on a port as well. So it's just lots of things going. So if you do come to the UK, make sure you come to Cardiff. And we've got a castle as well. I know you Americans love castles, so you've got a castle in the middle of the city as well.
Wow. I'm getting
Sold.
educated, which I like. I love it. Getting educated. That is awesome. So okay, now talk about because I already know, but for the
Yeah.
viewers, what you got up in store? You got something going on, like a couple of weeks or something. You got something going on where
Oh
you're doing
yeah.
comedy
So
night.
I'm
Yeah.
on a show at the Hackney Empire, which is Charlie Chaplin used to perform there. This is the
Oh, wow.
the type of place that it is, and it's still going. I'm on a big show for the BBC there, which is obviously the
Wow.
national broadcaster. So I'm really looking forward to that, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great show. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm just building up, tightening things up, etc. Just keeping sharp in the gym, making sure that everything's ticking over rightly. So that is in a month today or yesterday, I think. So looking forward to that, and I've got a few really great support slots that I'm doing as well. So there's a comedian over here who travels across to America as well, sells out shows in America, called Mo Gilligan. I'm supporting Mo Gilligan in a few places as well. So they're going to be really nice. So yes, it's teeing up to be a nice year. I just signed with a brand new agent as well, like 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
Awesome.
so that was nice. So I signed that contract, stepping a run overlooking St. Lucia, where my mum's family's from, on the cruise. So that was nice.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yes, yeah.
That is awesome. Now we're gonna get into the sports, but because I
Okay.
know it's late out there, so I want to keep you up all night. So
Well, no,
I'm gonna.
it's only 10 o'clock over here, so it's like 20
Oh,
past 10 now, so it's not too late. It's cool.
all right, cool. I know what got you involved, or what made you like. How could I say American sports?
So I've got two older brothers who forced me as a kid to play basketball. So
Okay, now you're
I'm
talking
like
my area
I'm,
now.
so I was like 7 years old. They just got to high school. They're playing basketball. They're forcing me to play basketball. So I'm born in 1981. 1992, the Dream Team comes out,
Oh,
and it's the
okay.
coolest thing. And that's what really took basketball to the world, just in terms of the coolness of basketball as well. So I had my Jordans then, and I played the good level over here, and then I finished. And I fell out of love with basketball. Funny enough, I fell out of love with basketball when I was about 23, 24. I think it was the era when like Detroit won the championship, and it was just like it wasn't exciting basketball. If you remember back then.
Very well. They went back to back. I do remember. Yes.
Yeah. So I fell out of love with basketball then, and then another comic, and he's a huge comic in the US actually these days. A guy called Jarlath Regan. He's from Ireland. So he plays Boston. He did big shows he does over there, and he's from Ireland. And we're in a green room and we're talking about basketball. I said, I don't really love it anymore. And he said, just watch this. And he showed me the video of Kevin Durant playing. It wasn't Rucker Park. It was just up from Rucker Park in New York, and he was just raining threes. Just street. It was just beautiful, and I just fell back in love with it then.
I do
But
remember
my
that. It was called Dykeman Park. It was called
Dykeman
Dykeman.
Park. That's the one.
Ah,
Yes. It was just
I
up
know
from
my
Rucker.
stuff, fam. I know my
So
stuff.
I went to Rucker Park. I took my son to Rucker Park, but it was
No.
closed. It was closed, and I was just, oh man. So because my son, he didn't really play basketball, but he was athletic, so he could dunk, and I wanted to see him dunk at Rucker Park because I wouldn't be able to get up to that height anymore at 44 years old, but he
Right.
wouldn't. But it was closed, and I was just,
How tall
oh
was
man,
your son?
6 foot. Like I'm only
Get
6
out
foot
of
as
here.
well.
And he
Yeah,
could
I'm only
dunk?
6 foot as well. Yeah, but he's not dunking over people, but he be able to get the ball up himself. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, but then funny enough, that day, when Rucker Park was closed, we had nothing to do. So we went back down to the village to look for Leroy Street in New York. We got lost, and then I bumped into Dave Chappelle and had a great chat with Dave Chappelle then. So, and he's from the Boston. He's from Washington, isn't he? He's from Washington.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, now so what do you think about the landscape of sports in America today? And let's go to the NBA. But before that,
Okay.
a big thing out here in the States and maybe in Europe or whatever is the NIL and the transfer portal. What do you think about that? What's your take on that?
Is that the college? Is that the college game? Yeah.
That's the college. What do you think
I don't
about
know
that?
too much about it.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know too much about.
Well, I can inform you a little bit. The NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. NIL.
Okay.
And
okay.
So what colleges do now is it's like a business. It's like the NBA, except now it's kind of good in a way because it levels off the college sports because they pay a lot. There's a young kid out of Boston. His name is AJ DeSanta, and they're paying him as a freshman at BYU Brigham Young University $7 million.
Wow.
To play college. He's only a freshman.
So what's that? 19 years old?
I think he's just 19. So
it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because for generations, the colleges have made billions of pounds off the athletes. And there's always when they've got a free education, etc., that type of thing. But they're making the stadiums you've got for college, football and basketball. And I remember having a Duke University vest as a kid. That was going back. The money's going back to Duke University in terms of the vest and the merchandise. On the other side of things, and we see this in soccer over here, sometimes it's too much too soon. But then it's a business, so you've only got one crack at this. So I you just hope they've got good parents and good support staff around them. That I think that's the key. I think they should get paid, but the key would be to then make sure there's an ecosystem, or hopefully there's an ecosystem around them that it's not just you're 19 and nobody says no to you anymore for the rest of your life, because you need people to say no to you.
Right. And another thing, I think that if you're an athlete in college, before we go into the NBA, you're an athlete in college, and if you are unhappy with your coach, or I think when I played college ball, if I wasn't playing or getting enough time, that would make me work harder. To prove my point. But the kids nowadays, if I'm not playing, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I think, and if you find football and basketball players, they've been on 5-6 college teams. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
No, I don't like that as well. In terms of, I think that just shows the type of person they are as well in terms of that, it's quitting, isn't it? It's quitting.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, I'm not getting well, work harder, show a better attitude, but at the same time, they won't because somebody else will take them. That is
Yeah.
the sad
And
part,
pay
isn't it?
them.
Yeah. Yeah. But then, once they get, if they do get into the league, there's only a short grace period before you're found out. And, you might get a max contract, but then look at Ben Simmons, for example. That situation is what can you say to that? I mean, he's got every opportunity afforded to him, and the dog's not there, is it? It's not there to want to be better.
I mean, it's not for everybody, even though he got that huge contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. He was so talented, and he couldn't ever shoot, but he had so much talent. But I don't know. But anyway, let's go to my
just one point on the Ben Simmons situation though. So remember you said he can't shoot. This is the generation, like a generation or so before that, there would have been someone saying, you need to shoot, you need to practice shooting. But nowadays you're not going to say that to someone because they're gonna, they're too sensitive for that. So
yeah, right.
yeah,
Absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Now, your cousin Anthony told me that you know your hoops. So I'm not gonna. I just want to get your opinion on some things.
Yeah.
What do you think about the way the NBA is played now, from back when you said you saw the Dream Team and the way it played then, as opposed to now?
I mean, I enjoy watching games. Playoff basketball is just a different level of basketball, as you know. There's not much. There's competitiveness, but it's not as competitive. I feel in terms of back in the '90s. In terms of there's competitiveness, but it's not like everyone's friends, and they keep saying this, don't they? Everyone's friends, and
That's true.
yeah, and it's there's no rivalry. And then when there is rivalry, it feels like it's just like someone like Dylan Brooks is just putting it on for the sake of it.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, I do enjoy watching basketball. Sometimes it gets a bit boring with the threes. I do like to see the re-emergence of the mid-range, with Shea and things like that. I think that's good. I love seeing, big men like Jokic, just playing the way he plays. It's ridiculous. I mean, Luca as well. Watching Luca on offense, not on defense, obviously, it's a different thing. But yeah, I enjoy basketball these days. I mean, it's good to dip in. I watch mainly the Laker games. I look over some of the other teams, etc. I'm interested in what Wembanyama's doing, just because it's just weird to watch him, and it's interesting to watch him. Yeah, it's a good time for basketball. Good time, but yeah.
And what's funny because is that the fact that Wemby and LeBron are playing tonight.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes,
so they played last night, didn't they?
And another thing I wanted to talk to you about: how do you watch NBA games when the time difference? How's that work?
So it's NBA League Pass. So on League Pass, you can log in the morning, and it doesn't tell you the scores. You make sure it's set so it's not telling you the scores, and you can play catch up. And then sometimes, Eastern Conference games, sometimes on a Sunday, they could be like 7 p.m. our time. But as a Lakers fan, it's usually 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, which, unless it's like the conference finals, it's if I was a single man, then it'd be different. But, the kids and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So, but,
now,
occasionally I'm up and I watch, but nah.
Now, here's another big thing I want to get your opinion on: load management. This drives me nuts. I'm gonna give you a name. Anthony Davis.
Oh,
he signed a contract, 3-year contract, 3 years, 175 million. What is your take on load management? Now, I can understand LeBron. He's 41 years old. He's
Yeah,
over his
yeah,
third. He played, over 20 years, 22, 23 years. And the
hmm
back-to-backs kill a lot of
they do.
players. Right. Like tonight's a back-to-back. The Lakers beat the Pelicans last night, and they play San Antonio tonight.
hmm
It's still questionable whether LeBron will play or not. I don't know. But I give him a pass. But some of
hmm
these guys, I just don't get it. What's your take
No,
on load management?
I think it's pathetic.
Thank you on that.
Seeing people like Joel Embiid, you
Oh
know,
God.
it's
No.
just so frustrating. It's cheating the game. It's cheating the fans. It's cheating the game, and it's cheating the players who are going to come after you, because the next generation are going to suffer in terms of their contracts, etc. If these players are getting like $200 million contracts and not playing, it's and that, and like people like Zion Williams, who's not turned up in shape. He's in shape these days, but when he wasn't in shape, I mean, that's your only job, is to be in shape for basketball. And I think it's just cheating the game, isn't it? It's showing it, like what I see the other day. I saw Joel Embiid play without a pair of socks and a pair of Skechers in a game, and it's like what type of message are you trying to send? I mean, yeah, you got to play as soon as you step on the court. You've got to play hard. You've got to, and yeah, it's pathetic.
And it's tough because them tickets ain't cheap. You bring a
Exactly.
family of four, and then your kids want to see whoever,
hmm
and all of a sudden they don't want to play because they got a load management. I don't think the players, to be honest, I think a lot of them probably don't even care. There are
No,
some that I think a lot of them, the majority of them don't. They're still getting the paper. They're still doing whatever they got to do, and that's it. When it comes time to contract extension, then they might play a little harder.
yeah,
But when they get
yeah.
their money, it's kind of hard. One more thing, another thing I want to ask you: what is your take on the All-Star game?
Oh, I haven't watched the All-Star game for many a year.
You
Many a
are
year, man.
you ain't missing anything.
No, I haven't watched the All-Star. I think the last All-Star game I stayed up to watch probably would have been New York, Kobe, MJ. I think that's how long ago. When it was
Wow,
competitive.
wow,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
long
So I
one.
think, yeah, yeah. So I think many years ago, and then as I said, I fell out of love of basketball, so I didn't watch it for a good 10, 15 years. And then
Wow.
coming back to it, I may have seen like the dunk contest. It just seemed like people were performing like just people who weren't even involved in the dunk contest are performing more than the actual dunkers. And the 3-point contest is good, but it's
Yes,
just the actual game itself.
it's
I haven't engaged for. Yeah, I think, and people like LeBron, let him have that break. He doesn't want to play in the All-Star game. Let him have that break. He's 41. He needs to just rest for the week.
I agree. I agree. And another thing with the All-Star game, of course, they give no effort, and
No.
that's why they're trying to devise all kind of things. Now, I don't know if you know, this year All-Star game is going to be three teams in the All-Star game, and one of them is European players.
Well, you better
I
watch out. You better watch out for
I
those
know.
white
Oh,
boys.
hey, I know. Look at all the MVPs lately. I know. I know
Yeah.
all about it. I know. I'm very
So
well.
she got Jokic playing center. You'd have Wembanyama probably power forwards for that game. Luca running the show.
SGA.
SGA.
So
Wow.
that could be interesting. That
Mhm,
could be interesting. I don't know how they're gonna play in 12-minute quarters, and then I don't know. But the commissioner of the NBA is trying to do something where to try
mhm.
to get the players to play hard
Yeah.
and to get it's kind of difficult, man. But what else did I want to? Because I got so much on my mind. I want to ask you so many
Mhm,
things. Like I think going back to the load management. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Michael Jordan played 9 years and played
yeah.
all 82 games.
Mhm,
His First or second year, he hurt his ankle. But after that, he went 9 years,
Yeah.
82 games. He don't care if he was playing the weakest team because he had, well, he's a whole different element. But I mean, those
Oh, yeah.
guys, and I'm from the old school, so I respect that so much. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
hurt,
me
you're
too.
hurt. You get injured, and nothing you can do about it. But if you're able to play, I, I don't know. I don't know about that. But
I agree with you.
now, what? Who are your favorite players and why?
Current or ever?
Let's go past and then let's go current.
Okay. My favorite ever player is Magic.
Oh,
He's the reason I'm a Lakers fan. It's the Magic Man. It's just I remember having that VHS always Showtime. I remember, just watching that. Like I love Jordan, but the way I tried to play was more like Magic. It was just that I suppose similar to like how LeBron likes to pass a lot. It's like that point
yeah.
guard who's just like facilitating. Because I'm only 6 foot, so I was never going to be anything else really. I loved Larry Bird as a kid. I still watch Larry Bird highlights now, and Larry Bird shit talking. I love all that.
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
One of the best.
yeah, yeah. I used to love Eddie Jones on the Lakers.
Oh,
Remember
he was
Eddie
nice.
Jones, high
Yeah.
flying, and then Kobe came, and it was game over. It was just like that was the spot for him. And Kobe was always been there, just in terms of that, was it 20 years at the Lakers or something stupid like that? It was just that was who I was. I love watching Luca. I love watching LeBron as well. I just love everything about LeBron in terms of how he's just managed his career, how he plays the game still, his professionalism, his greatness. I love that. I love how Klay Thompson shoots the ball. It's just so pure. Um, but I love watching like Jalen Brunson because
Oh,
he's just
he's
yeah,
a beast. He's a beast.
yeah, yeah. I love watching Jalen Brunson as well.
Like the NBA, of course, I've been following since 1972, so
Oh
I kind of
wow.
know oh yeah. So going from way back and then now, and I had the opportunity to all the great players you can name in NBA history, except for like in the 40s and the 50s, I never seen them play. I will
Mm,
Russell, Oscar, I don't seen them
wow.
all play. Yes. So I
Wow.
have, yeah, that's true story. And I don't know if you remember, there's a couple of guys. I'm gonna see if you may or may not remember, who were, I think, game changers. I'm gonna say one name. Well, I'm gonna say a couple names, but one to begin with, Pistol Pete Maravich. You know anything about him?
Yes, yeah, I do, man. I do. On my college team, there was a Pete, and I used to call him Pistol Pete, man, after Pistol Pete. Yeah, yeah. I do. I was too young to know him, but I've done my
Right.
history. Yeah, yeah.
Now we can move up a little bit that you might remember this one. He's a little after Pistol Pete, Bernard King. You ever remember that name?
Yes, I've heard of him, just a scorer. Am I right in terms of just being able to score?
Unstoppable. I'll give you
Yeah.
another one, and then we can. I'm gonna get back into your
Okay,
comedy
yeah, I'm
career.
interested. Let's talk basketball, man. I love this.
All right. The Iceman. You know who that is?
Yes, George Gervin. Is it
Yeah.
George?
There we
Yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay. Those
Okay.
guys transformed the NBA because they were completely unstoppable.
Hmm.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something that you didn't know. Now, this is what's crazy. Out here in New Bedford, um, I had the fortunate experiences in 1976 at New Bedford High School. There was a couple of business people, and they decided. Well, before that, a guy by the name of Lou Hudson would come to this place called Butler Park out here. Got to see him, JoJo White, who played for the Celtics. Now here's one, Nate Archibald,
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one. But here's the best one. So these business people decided that they wanted to have Dr. J come to New Bedford High School. So
Wow.
they got the right contacts. There was a guy named Tommy Rocha who's from New Bedford, who was not a roommate, but he went to UMass Amherst with Dr. J. And I was able to go and wait to hear this story. This is the good one. Dr. J comes in the New Bedford High, I was 16 years old. He comes in the gym and he had a gray top, gray bottom, and Converse sneakers at the time. And he walked in and everybody was like, woo, because we never saw him because back then there wasn't too many. They went on TV because he was playing
And
with
that's what made
the
them
New Jersey
magic
Nets.
then, didn't they? Yeah,
Yes,
they were mythical then. Yeah.
but they were like larger than life. So when we got to see him, now this was the year that the ABA was disposed of.
Yeah.
So it was
Okay. So you
4
went
ABA
across.
teams, and they went to the NBA. So right then, Dr. J had no team at that point. So that's when he came to New Bedford High. And he came in and he said, he told the crowd, packed, I don't know, like 4,000 or 5,000 people. I don't remember.
Wow.
But he came in and everybody just wanted to see him dunk. But what he said was, and I'll never forget this, he said, after he got the crowd and everybody's going nuts, he said, he went and did fundamentals. And the crowd was like, ah. He said, look, I may make it look easy, but
Yeah.
it's not. And then what he did, he said, okay, give me the highest leaper in the building, guy by the name of Gus Hodge, about 6'6". And he tells Gus, nice to meet you. He says, touch the net. Gus says, okay, no problem. He said, touch the rim. Gus said, no problem. Then he goes like this. Wait till you hear this. I got a cold, so he says, okay, Gus, touch the net without bending your knees. Everybody said, what? And he says, Gus, touch the rim without bending your knees. Everybody said, what? Think about it, without bending your knees. Think about jumping without bending your knees.
It's just calf muscle. Yeah. It's a spring.
So, yeah. And then what Doctor did, he had 2 balls and he went underneath the basket without bending his knees. And he went boom, boom. The place went nuts. Then he goes, okay, give me the 6 or 7 best players out here. So everybody's like nudging me. I'm like, I ain't going. I'm nervous as hell. I'm like, I ain't going up there. So anyway, I got chosen, me and 7 other guys. And then he goes like this. He said, okay, game is to 2. He shook all our hands. And he said, game is to 2. And then the first guy went, his name was Dave Lato, and he hit 2 jumpers. The second guy, he hits 2 jumpers. Now I'm on him. And I'm all over him, right? He takes a shot, it hits the back of the rim. I wrote a story about it. I grab the rebound, I go to the left corner, I come back, I do a spin behind my back between whatever I did, and I threw up a left-hand hook. He caught that thing in the air with his big, all right? So now you got to clear it. So he gets the ball, he goes to the foul line, he takes another jump shot. My hands are under the basket. I'm waiting for the rebound. He snatches it and does a 360 dunk. The whole place erupted. It was, and then what he did was he got everybody to come on down, got the whole crowd coming like in a semicircle. And he did, I might be exaggerating, I may not be. I'm going to say he did 20 dunks. He didn't do the foul line dunk because the crowd was there, but he did every possible dunk.
Wow.
And that was probably one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, that was good. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you.
No, it's interesting, man. Yeah.
I got stories, believe me. But doing this show, I try to get a lot of guests that make an impact. And your cousin Anthony told me about you, and I wanted you to come on. I said, sure. When he asked me, I said, sure. I didn't know you from a hole in the wall, But then I did some research on you and saw how talented you were. And I said, I got to have him on my show. So I'm honored to have you on my show.
Oh, thank
I mean,
you.
I can talk
I'm so
basketball
glad
all
to
night.
be here, man.
Well, I'm glad you came on because now it's like 10:20 out there. It's only 5:45 out here. So I know, you got your family and things. So I do appreciate you coming on. It means the world to me. And I'm hoping that, maybe, because I'm going to keep putting y'all videos out. So people may, because know we have out here? I'm going to send you something. We have, it's called WMB1 Radio. I don't know if you heard about it. But anyway,
No.
there's a crew of Brian Magnet and a few other guys you probably are not aware of. But they are bringing top level comedians from all over the country at a place. Well, they went to different venues, but now what they do, this show is at this place called The Vault, which is in downtown New Bedford. And they bring the best of the best. What I'm going to do when we're done with this show, I'm going to tell my man B Mags and Steve Lopes, because they organize it. Because Steve used to have a comedy show out in Connecticut, but now they bring it to Bedford. And we're bringing some, I'm talking about, I mean, upper echelon comedian, male and female. And they sell out the place every time. They got one coming up this Saturday, and they're doing some things. So I'm gonna try to have you come down here.
Oh, I'd love to get back over there. I would. So
I
hopefully
think
with
it'd
the
be
new
great.
agent, etc., we can sort out a visa, and then once the visa's done, I'll be over as many times as possible, man. So I do love it over there, and
Well, I'm telling you, I'm
I
gonna
still
work
haven't
on
been
it.
to a game. I still haven't been to an NBA game.
Well, we can do that. We can do. I mean, I got
That's what
contacts. We can do
I
that.
usually hit New York in the summer or May time, because I like the summer. I don't like to go in the winter. And the Knicks,
No.
for as long as I've known, I've never really done the playoffs. I've got that far in the playoffs by the time I'm there. So it's
Yeah,
changed.
they
It's
have been
changed
here
now.
since
It's changed
1973.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Mm.
Knicks, they've had a bad spell for a long,
Yeah.
long time, and they got
Yeah.
a really good team this year,
hmm
and they're playing very well. They're in third place right now. Celtics are in second, and
So who's your team? Who's your team then?
you know something? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I have no team. I'll tell you
Okay.
who I don't like. I don't like the Celtics, the Bruins, the Red Sox. I don't like any of them. And what's
You don't
funny,
like
I'm gonna
Boston
tell you.
teams?
I don't like none of them. And hey, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it because I put it out there. I don't. I'm gonna tell you why. I might get fired from this show, but I'm honest. I keep it real. My network knows. I just don't like the way the athletes, the black athletes, were treated.
Yeah.
Again,
Bill Russell, those type of things.
and you know something? I'm gonna tell you real quick. I hope I don't have tears in my eyes because every time I bring his name up, it happens. I don't know if you know a guy by the name of Sam Jones. Do you remember him at all?
Yes, yeah. I know the
Sam
name.
Jones
I know. Yeah.
won 10, hear me out, 10 NBA championships
hmm
with Bill Russell. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. I was doing something trying to promote one of the singers out here. His name is Chops Turner. We went to this place called the Kilburn Center, and there's a guy named John Appolito. And I've been trying to get him to get Chops to perform at his venue. And he's on the phone and he says, we start talking, he starts talking. And then he knows I'm a sports guy and I'm a basketball fanatic. And he knows I like history because I consider myself a basketball historian. So we sitting down, he gets on the phone, he punches the numbers in, and then he goes, "Hey, number 24, how you doing, my brother? How's everything going?" And I'm like, who's he talking to? And then he says, "Hey, I got a guy named Michael Crusation here. Would you like to say hi to him?" It was Sam Jones. So I'm like,
Wow.
I'm on. So after that, John says, "You want him to come on your show?" I said, "What?" He said, "You want him to come on your show?" I said, "What?" Anyway, about a month later, he gives me his phone number. It was his son at the time. And I contacted his son, and Sam Jones came on my show.
Wow.
Yeah,
10
I can send it
rings.
to you. I can send it to you. Anyway, he told me stuff that they went through. Bill Russell, right after they won the championship, he comes home and there's feces on his wall. They try to set
Yeah.
his wall on fire. They put crosses on his front lawn. I know too much, and
Hmm.
hearing Casey tell me the stories, I was a mess. And then what's funny, I'll never forget. It was June 10th. My birthday is June 11th. The next day was a Saturday. I go out, do some food shopping. I come home, the phone rings, and I'm like, "Hello." He said, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" I'm like, "Who's this?" "This is Sam. I want to thank you so much for having me on your show." I'm like, "Thank me." But he remembered my birthday, so it
Oh
was great.
man.
It was phenomenal. It was something I'll never forget. So
Oh wow.
I don't really have Y'all gonna get mad because you said something that got me a little mad because you mentioned the Detroit Pistons. My favorite player is Isaiah Thomas.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
that's my because I'm a point guard. So
Hmm.
you know. But anyway, so when the Pistons after they won back to back and my boy didn't make the dream team, which he should have, but that's a whole nother
Hmm.
story.
Yeah.
Then right now, and I think it's good because some people are so into their teams that they don't really have an objective point of view. Me not
Yeah.
having any teams, I just like watching the game. I like
Yeah.
watching the talent. I can have an objective point of view as opposed to my team is this and that's it. I'm gonna sticking with them and I'm gonna die with nah. I don't do that. I think I give a more fair assessment because I have no nickel in that quarter. I have nothing. You know what I mean? That's me. I know people say you're
Hmm.
crazy, but that's me. I think I can have a better observation. I can look at a game. I mean, but I don't know if you know this guy. This guy here, I got to see him live 4 times. I'm gonna see if you know this name. You ever heard of a guy named David Thompson?
No,
You got
maybe,
to.
but no, no, maybe, but no, no. I first person that come to
Wow.
mind is David Robinson. Then, so no.
Okay. Well, David Thompson went to North Carolina State. I'm gonna tell you a quick story because we ain't got much time. I want to still talk about your comment. He went to North Carolina State, 6'4". He had a 50-inch vertical. Um,
Wow.
and oh, you gotta look at how I'll say un ridiculous. He got
Hmm.
73 points in the NBA game. Anyway, um, the guy Michael, you gotta remember, David Thompson's from North Carolina. Michael Jordan is from North Carolina. You see where I'm going with this? So he
Hmm.
got to see David Thompson at his peak. And when
Oh,
Michael
okay.
Jordan, you can look it up, when he went into the Hall of Fame, guess who we had induct him? David
David
Thompson.
Thompson. Wow.
People don't know that. Of course I am, because I'm retired. But I know, because I'm out of there. I'm not too well. But I remember that. But anyway, getting back, because we only got about 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
let the people know how they can get in touch with you. Let them know what you got coming up. Uh, Promote yourself, present
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah, man.
because
I've
I'm
got.
putting this all over. I'm sending this all over, and I want to see
Yeah.
the response.
Well,
And I'm gonna.
hopefully, you guys will be able to see my special. So I have a special on the BBC over here, which I produced myself, and that license is finished now. So I'm in talks with some broadcasters and distributors to actually get it to go around the world. So hopefully, in the next few months, you might be able to see my special on wherever you get, TV, etc. But we'll see. We'll see when that happens. I've got a tour that I'm announcing in the next month or so. We're just figuring out the venues at the moment. Unfortunately, America's not going to be on the tour yet, but hopefully things can change a little bit. And if we could sort of visa it out, etc. I think it costs about 14,000 British pounds for the visa, a work visa.
Wow,
Um,
I didn't really.
yeah, yeah. I think you got to pay solicitors and those type of things. So unless I got a fan base. Well, I'll probably have a fan base off the back of this podcast now. So
I
I'll
hope so.
be, yeah.
That's my
So
intent.
it'll
That's
make
my
it
intent.
worthwhile. So I got some big shows. I mean, I'm supporting this comic. I'm doing a show in Cardiff to like 5,000 people. That's going to be lovely. And then I got my own solo show as well, which is like 3,000 people. So that's what I'm working towards this year, and we'll see where it takes me. I'm supposed to be in Dubai in June. I thought
Whoa.
August. I think I'm doing a few more cruises. So hopefully, get back out to the Caribbean, etc. It's nice. It's always nice to be able to, do half an hour's work and then be on in the Caribbean for the rest of the day. So yeah,
It sure is. So how can
yeah,
people that are watching this, how can they look you up? How can they?
yeah. The main pace is Instagram. I'm a little bit too old for TikTok, so if you go on Instagram, Leroy Brito, Brito, as you guys probably know, I'm on Instagram there. You can find my website, leroybrito.co.uk. I think someone in Portugal or Brazil has got .com, so .co.uk. Yeah, you can find me on there. Just reach out to me, and yeah, we'll have a chat.
Well, again, fam, I want to truly thank you for coming on my
Well,
show to take the
thank
time.
you, man.
And you know what? I think there's going to have to be a part two. I think there's going to have
Hundred
to be a
percent.
part two.
100%. Can I give a shout out to all my family out there as well? Obviously,
Yeah.
Anthony, Brett, all those guys, and obviously my new cousin Aunt Grace as well. Gonna give a
Yes,
shout out to
they'll be
that guy.
watching. They're going to watch. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that guy. I love that guy, man. Yeah. So yeah, we had a good time in New York, man. We had the. It got to the point where we just wanted to have beers again. We started having beers in the hotel room instead of going to bars and stuff. So it was good, man.
That's great. Well, fam, again, I want to thank you so much for coming on my show. And I hope everything works out for you. I'm going to keep in
Thank you.
touch with you. I'm going to show all your videos that I can. And hopefully we can make it happen where you can come to the States, come to New Bedford, the Vault. And I'm going to send you some of the comedians that are coming over here at the Vault.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can check them out. And
Yes, and
give
the
your
Sam Jones episode as well. I'd love to watch that.
Oh, I'll send it to you.
Yes,
I'll send
please.
it to you. That is awesome. You wait till you see that one. But
Yeah.
anyway, fam, again, it's time to go. I don't want to keep you too much later. But again, thank you so very much for coming on my show. Take care. God bless. I'll be hitting you up very soon. Thank you
You
very
take care,
much.
man. Lovely to meet you.
You got it, my man. Take care. My
Bye.
man. Thank you so much. Well, folks, that's my new family member, Leroy Brito, and he's doing some very fantastic things. Again, the Conn Man comes through. I'm trying to bring diversity and do as much as I can. And he's obviously a lover of the NBA, which is right up my alley, and I do appreciate him coming on my show. And I wanted to get a different perspective on how it is overseas in the United Kingdom and how they be able to watch NBA. And for him to be a fan of the NBA, and he's very knowledgeable. And I just want to give him a shout out for coming on my show. It's not that easy because he's out in the United Kingdom, and we're here in the Massachusetts, so it's kind of tough. But again, that's Sports Corner with the Conn Man, Sports Wave Network. Friday, I got 2 more shows coming up. At 6, I have the one and only Cy Law. He is unbelievable, and he's going big places all over the country. And then, of course, I have, backed by popular demand, Dr. Heather Locken, and she's doing a thing about the mindset performance and getting all in and training your mind as well as your body. And we had, the last time she came on, we got 4.6 thousand views. So stay tuned. Friday night, 6 and 7, right here on the Sports Wave Network, Sports Corner with the Conn Man. I want to thank you guys for supporting the show and the network, and you guys. I just want to give you guys a big shout out and thank you so very much. Take care. God bless. Happy New Year. Thank you.